Khan, all praise to the Most High God. First and foremost, I want to say, call halal Yahweh by Shema Mashiach Yahweh Shai. So all praise to the Most High God. The name is the only begotten Son of the world, ignorantly called Jesus Christ, man. And it's Chief Apostle Yahdidiah of the Masada, right? And like the last few days really been kind of getting to me, bro. Like looking at, like, everybody knows what's going on. Like, you look at the title, you look at what's on the screen. Black people in America should really realize that if this ain't your nigga wake up call, I don't know what will be, right? What's happening in Texas, and it's par for the course for Texas, right? Also, let me get my shalams in the chat too. I need my brothers and sisters. What's up? Oh shoot, look at it. Deacon Don Waller, man. Say what's up to the chat.
Yo, shalom, mic check. You can hear me?
John, you good?
Shalom.
Con. But yeah, I was saying, like, Don Waller, I was telling him, this is our, like, if this isn't your nigga wake up call, I don't know what is. Especially if you live in Texas, right? And I even got into it with some Edomites in my job about this, and it's the crazy thing about this entire scenario with Karmelo Anthony is this entire time the trial's been going on, and a few weeks before the trial, they said, "Oh, we need to take race." White people have been saying we need to take race out of it. It's not a racial issue. But as soon as he was convicted, at the very moment he was convicted, I dare every so-called black and Hispanic person to go into the comment sections of the videos that are either reacting to it or the news articles. You're seeing nothing but "we was kings. We thought we was innocent. You guys are chimping out. You guys are apes. You guys are violent." They're taking every opportunity about this to dunk on black people and to show that we are nothing. This like the last 24 hours. I even went to the gym because I was watching the articles that I'm going to show and the video that I'm going to show. I saw on my way to the gym, and it disgusted me so much that I had to just go home. Right, I had to literally just I pulled up. I got dressed for the gym, pulled up to the gym, was watching all that. This man, they went from bringing the people in to convicting him on the way from me driving from the house to the gym. And I just sat there. I was like, bro, I can't even go to the gym. And then start looking at the comment section of white people just piling it on about black people this, black people that, while this whole time saying it's not a racial thing. Like, these people, they're gonna know the Lord, right? And how do you know the Lord? Through judgment. We had to know the Lord through judgment, and we have to deal with that specific judgment on us by having the misfortune to live under you guys' thumb and rule. And I'm gonna tell y'all this right now: this ain't gonna be happening too much longer. It's not gonna be happening too much longer, bro. And I'm gonna show y'all what made me go back made me drive back home from leaving the gym. Right. And actually, let me give you a little bit of positivity before I even show that. Right. Let me give you matter of fact, before I even go into any of that, man, don't forget to like the video, share the video, leave your comments. If you want to donate to the ministry, it's Cash App, $sign Masada DTX. Or if you want to leave a super chat like Mr. Monica did, we appreciate your continued support to the ministry, Mr. Monica. And don't forget if you would like to join the Masada Rebellion group, where we have our own study group that we do specific things in, like presentations and all this. And we have it to where you can ask questions. It's 24 hours. Everybody has the ability to answer your questions whenever you want. It's just a good community, right? If you want to join that, hit the membership at any tier, right? All that supports the ministry. So let me give y'all some positivity. And I'm looking down right here because I'm using two screens. I have my display screen that I'm looking at right forward, and on the left side I have my StreamYard, like, what's it called? Not folder. I forget the name. Window. Tripping, right? But let me give y'all some positivity. Look at this guy. So this guy has been causing trouble for black people for a long specific time, and throughout the whole trial, this guy was there causing issues. Now look at this right here. Edward Lang held on 1 million bail following terroristic threat charge in Dallas County for what he was doing at that trial. Look at the sign. It's got White Lives Matter, whitereplacement.org, because he believes we're going to replace them, which, I mean, well, if y'all wouldn't have a negative birth rate, y'all wouldn't have to worry about such things. You can say something, Don Waller?
Nah, it's just all praises, man. All praises. This devil's bond is $1 million.
He was honking out, right? That's their new chimping out. What is there here? Let me see. I think somebody said it. It was crazy. Well, see this in there, and people are actually what's crazy. People are supporting this man. That's the wild thing about this, bro. Y'all are taking every opportunity to dunk on black people. Even when somebody comes in to literally cause trouble, you're supporting this man. And all praise to the Lord to put him on $1 million bond. That means you got to get 100 racks just to get out. Good. That's a tax on being the damn demon, right? And also, Shalom. Oh, Rob M. Oh, for your gracious donation, my brother. May the Lord bless you 100-fold in all the things that you do, right? All the things you go to accomplish. But let me show y'all what made me like leave. What made me leave the gym and maybe just come back home and just sit there and just be in just hatred of this world. Let me show you this. I'm gonna show you the first minute of this right here, and then I'm gonna show some other clips. So look at this.
When they gave Karmelo the verdict, he broke down and he cried. He broke down and he cried.
How do you know that?
He broke down. She was in there with him.
Hold on one second.
Be on camera. She broke down and cried.
So explain to me what the
when
woman
they
inside.
came back with the verdict, he broke down and he cried. Somber. That family nurse not good. That boy's not good. You been in there. I done talked to you before. You been in there. That boy's small. That boy broke down and cried. They done fucked up the rest of this boy's life.
When you're out here and you see all these people, you've been here every day. I know. When you hear that verdict read, I saw you break down to the ground. What's going through your heart? What's going through your head right now?
Why do we have to care anymore? Why are we even here? To be honest, why are we here? What are we here for? Because if we take up for ourselves, we go to jail. If we don't, we die. So it's a catch-22 in this situation. What do you want us to do? What do you want us to do at this point? What? I'm lost for it. I don't know what to do. I got 5 boys. I don't know what. I ain't got nothing to tell them no more. You can't.
You see? Well, hold on.
Walk away no more.
Rest in peace, Trayvon Martin.
This right here, people don't understand the gravity of what she's saying right here. What she's saying right here, we damned if we do, damned if we don't. If we stand our ground, y'all put us in jail. If we don't stand our ground, you kill us. So what do we do? You see that type of desperation? That's Jake right there for you. That if you want to talk about Jacob's trouble, that is Jacob's trouble. Like I have a son, like I have a daughter, that's something I have to think about every single day. He's like we're in a catch-22. If we damned if we do, damned if we don't. That is crazy. That's the nigga wake-up call that I want to show y'all, and then this shows you how Black lives don't matter. This man defended himself, and to them, I guess it's unfortunate that he died. It's not unfortunate to me, but it's unfortunate that he died, right? But if you just leave Black people alone, you don't have to worry about it. Y'all just have to be the person in the movie who wants to go in that haunted house to see if it's haunted. You have to be the one to come and just test boundaries, and specifically Blacks and Hispanics boundaries. And look what happened. You died. And they orchestrated this whole this court case. Everything evolved around it. The white jewelry, the fact that they didn't take, a lot of them didn't take, there's reports literally that they didn't take notes. They sat there, heard it. Some people weren't even listening. They went in and deliberated for 2.5 hours and came out and sentenced this man for first-degree murder. First-degree murder is a premeditated murder. You set up a plan, right, enacted a plan, and then executed somebody. That's not what happened. That's the thing that's crazy. Like we're supposed to believe that we're supposed to trust the justice, like what's been taught to us our whole life. We need to vote ourselves out of problems. We need to trust the justice system to it's never helped us at all. We need to trust the justice system that it will work in our favor, and we need to trust this nation as a whole. Damn that, bro. Damn that. Because this is what happens when we do. We have to have our mothers, our aunts, our grandmothers crying on the internet because they realize the desperation in the state we're in right now. We damned if we do, damned if we don't. And I understood that right when she said that. I seen this live. This is a clip from as soon as they gave the guilty verdict, they went straight to this. I seen this live, and I was like, damn, bro, I can't work out. I can't do nothing, bro. I want to go home and just try to get this out of my mind. I can't, because I know the type of prison we live in. This is the type of prison we live in. We damned if we do, damned if we don't. That is crazy. So secondly, anybody, if you go, you can do this right now. You can probably go to this YouTube channel. What is this? News Nation. You can go to News Nation, look in the comment section, go to the live where this specific part is happening. People are laughing at her. White people are laughing at her, saying he got what he deserved. Saying he should be in jail. All you apes should be locked up. We wanted the death penalties. That's what they said. I find that very funny because when Amber Geiger went and shot both of Jim John, y'all weren't talking about the death penalty then. Y'all were talking about, oh, she made an honest mistake. Fox News saying she made an honest mistake. But when we fight back, now y'all want the death penalty. You had white people in this same comment section literally say, I wish he was older. I wanted him that. Well, I'm gonna paraphrase it, saying they wish he was older so we can get the capital punishment, basically to where the death penalty was on the table. Like these are the people y'all want to say. Go ahead.
No, just wow, bro. Just wow. And I think I know what you're about to say. And these are the people who some of our brothers want to receive salvation with us. This is insane. It's insane. Because here's the thing: if these people get salvation with us, the exact same things that are happening right now in this country is going to happen in the kingdom. Like these people aren't going to change, bro. And then what's the guy? What's his name? The cow guy. If you remember, what, Rittenhouse?
Oh, I'm gonna get there. I already got that. I got it all teed up.
Yeah, like you look at him. He's in self-defense. He's boo-hooing on the stand. Everybody got all this pity, but he actually went there with an AR to start problems, man. To a whole nother city, a whole nother state. But our brother Karmelo gets 35 years, first-degree murder.
Yep. It's a catch-22, bro. That's the desperation we in. And then when I go on, I had to really when I pick up my phone, I always get the urge to go to social media. I'm 30 years old. Like that's what we do, right? Look at this, 30. That's what I'm talking about. That's what I'm talking about right here. Look at this. 30 years wasn't enough, right? Get the fuck off my comment section, bro. 30 years wasn't enough, right? When we put y'all in captivity, right? 5 years ain't gonna be enough. I'm gonna tell you that. I'm gonna tell you that right now. And I'm gonna love that day, right? But it's crazy. And I want to harp back to this point. And then I'm gonna hit the point that I was gonna say. The people who want to say they're gonna be saved, damn that, right? The same nigga saying we gotta love these specific people or we're in sin, right? How about you love your wife? How about we get on a debate? If you get on a debate and I'm gonna argue the affirmative, right? That you don't love your wife. How about we do that? Let's talk about that, right? So we gotta love the heathen. We gotta love these people that's doing it. Look at this woman's tears. That's the tears that you will see on somebody who's an actor on Roots. That's the tears you would see from a slave woman, a bond servant woman, realizing that there is no hope for us. That's what that is, bro. Damn all of that. And then now I'm gonna go back to my original point that I was gonna make before the devil had to just make his appearance. You know, that's what they do, right? we see these white commentators all unify and play this specific clip, which is crazy. They play this specific clip and they say, well, what you should tell them is you shouldn't murder anybody. But here's the thing: why don't y'all tell y'all kids that? When in America's history did you ever tell your kids to do that? Because I can't tell. I cannot tell. Y'all used to have your kids on postcards with a slave in like being hung in the background. Like experiments, you have what they did during the Black Codes, what they had. Hold on. I think I know why it's doing that. Let me make this like this. There we go. Right. For the Tuskegee experiments, the Black Codes, Jim Crow, where they would just pull up to a city or a village of black people and pull them out of their houses and beat them and rape their wife. When did y'all start teaching our kids not to murder? Because I can't tell. That's literal hypocrisy. And you know what that means? You know what you're really saying when you're saying when they're responding to this specific woman in general to say tell your kids don't murder people and this wouldn't happen. What you're saying is get your ass beat by white people. Because that's what was happening to Karmelo Anthony. Get your ass beat by white people and accept it. If you don't like it, leave. Meaning, if you don't agree with white supremacy, leave. That's what we have to deal with. That's the desperation and tears in her eyes. That's those microaggressions, which shows you who these people really are. You want to find out if your coworker is racist, go ask them how they feel about this. Because white people in general mobilize together. That's the crazy thing. White people in general mobilize together to be in unison that Karmelo was the devil that walked the earth. But we will go to church on Sunday and serve a white God and forgive them. If the rules were reversed right now, and the mother of like the son, if the roles were reversed and the son was a black man who died, the mother would be on here saying, "I forgive them." But you didn't see these people do that. We are the only people who do that. When a white man kills us, we get on the first thing we do is we get our white pastor and say literally that we forgive them and we don't want to hold no hatred in our hearts and things like that. But you know what they did? You know what the son said? He said, one day the people of this world will forget your name. That's what we have to deal with. That's the propensity of these people. And y'all want to save these people? You want to save these people? No wonder the Lord put the kibosh on that. No wonder. But let's continue. Let's continue with this. Watch this.
You seen the video, John, 2 hours. Was it clear enough or was it?
His high school staff member who claims he saw the surveillance footage of the altercation. So let's see what he saw.
Fuzzy or what?
No, it was clear. It was okay. It's clear enough where you can see the actual individual raindrops come by the cameras.
Okay.
That's how clear it is. You actually see them walking up. You see that Karmelo is already up under there. He's under there minding his business.
Dodging the rain or?
Yeah, it was still raining. You know, right. I'm from Little Rock. So that day we were under a tornado watch.
Right.
We were under thunderstorm warning, and we know we had already had some light rain then, and it started raining again. Then it was over with for the day. Okay. So that's kind of what happened on that day. But they were at a rain delay already. And so during that time when that happened, the twins, their two buddies, and a few other kids, because there was a few kids involved with them, they were all coming from the direction of the middle school, coming walking back up. Right. On the video, you can see those four that actually was involved and maybe about 3 or 4 others that was with them, skipping up, trying to catch up behind. One veered off probably toward his way to go to the coach and kind of distract them a little bit. And then the other 4 came walking together. One went in front of them, went past.
Okay, now see, this is what I mean about the devil, right? Is why don't you address the elephant in the room? 13% of population plus 54% violent crimes. FBI statistics 2025. Okay, violent crimes. Now let's go look at these same FBI statistics. Who leaves that for sex offenders? Who leaves that for pedophilia? Who leaves that for white collar crimes and embezzlement? I'll wait. What about people who steal pensions? What are their demographics? If I quote unquote unalive another black person, is that as bad as robbing people's life savings with their pensions? I'm affecting hundreds to maybe thousands of people when I do that. Who are the demographic of people who do that? Who has enslaved the world in the name of the doctrine of discovery? What are we talking about? What are we, like, you want to talk about the violent crimes? What even, like, that's such even a general thing anyway. How is crime not, like, outside of like the blue collar crimes? What other crime is non-violent? What are we talking about? They talking about 30%. And also, let's talk about why we're over policed. Like these it's just white, it's Charlie Kirk, white people, propagandists, talking points that when you add actual logic to, they really are just racist. Just say you don't like black people. Y'all only bring these up when something bad happens. When we want to speak out about something bad happening to us. This is what I'm saying. Like, it don't really stand. Like, it really don't when you think about it, when you add logic. Like, why? Like, I can't. And the thing is, those will be the Christians. That'll be the funny part. This will be the same person who will invite you to your church, to their church, right? And ask you to sit next to them. But they will say microaggressions like this. These are micro. Yep. Ask your coworker how they feel about this case or what this dumbass just said right here. Go ahead, Don Waller.
Nah, just to your point, a lot of these people you see, you know, there's with the microaggressions and the covert racism, they're quote unquote Christians. They go to church religiously every single Sunday, and they'll invite you to their church at the job. It's the same people. And what people forget, Yaquab has a book. I forget what the name of the book is, but it basically details with pictures all of the lynchings, man. All of the different lynchings that happened in this country, and just truly like how horrific it was. When we hear lynching, the modern person thinks, oh, you know, they tied and hung a black person and the whole town watched. No. It was way more sadistic than that. They burnt people at the stake. They hung them. They beat them to death. And you had little babies and little white girls and boys that would watch this thing. And then afterwards, they would chop up the body parts and ship them out across the country for sale. What do you think happened to the little kids during that time? Oh, they grew up and they're now the lawyers, the judges, the prosecutors. They remember that, man. All of these people that are in their 50s, 60s, 70s, these old white men in positions of power in politics and law enforcement and authority, where were they during the time of Jim Crow? Oh, they were there as children. They taught this, man. They were taught this. That's why, like, even my homeboy, he brought up this case, and, you know, he's all sad. He's kind of shocked. And I was mad, not necessarily at, like, what was going on, but I was mad that I expected it. Like, it wasn't a shock to me, and I was upset that it wasn't a shock to me. I wasn't surprised. It wasn't like a damn, man, they gave him 35 years. It was like, here we go again. Like, there's nothing new in this country, man. So to want these devils to be saved with us is insane. It's insane. And you are an animal that I can't say without being striked on the channel.
Yeah. And I'm about to say some real controversial shit, right? So why don't y'all do this with the small hats when it comes to what they call the Holocaust? What they talk about that all the time. Y'all didn't, let's be realistic, Christians. Y'all didn't start getting mad at AIPAC until they started affecting the economy. You didn't start getting mad at AIPAC until Trump started a war with Benjamin Netanyahu. Y'all was A-okay with whatever the small hats was doing until the economy started hurting.
Until gas hit $4.
When gas hit $4, maybe Zionism isn't the way. Maybe we shouldn't back politicians who take AIPAC money. That's when that started. Let's be realistic. Let's be realistic, right? And Let's continue to be realistic. What about all the exonerations? Y'all want to talk about we commit all these crimes. Why is there so many exonerations when it comes to exonerations and acquittals when it comes to the demographics? When you look at specific demographics, one nationality has more acquittals and more exonerations than the other. Why is that? Oh, it's because the white man is so good. That's what it is. That's what they think. That's what that comes to. Let's be realistic. It's real easy to throw out arbitrary. Like, there's a reason. Like, what kills me is, I'm gonna say this one last thing. We're gonna go to this, right? It kills me that everybody wants to. All these white Christians and black people who's been bamboozled want to be Charlie Kirk. They say, I am Charlie Kirk, right? Why would you follow somebody who died like they lived, talking out the side of their neck, right? And what do I mean by that? What do I mean by that? This man parakeeted, and you know what? I'm gonna make a video about Charlie, right? Hold on real fast, everybody, real fast. Let me ask Charlie how he feels about that. Charlie, what do you think? Oh, do it. All right, okay, cool. I had to go check with Charlie and see if he was okay with that. I had to go put my ear to hell so I can see if he see if he was okay with it. I need to know. Right, I'm gonna do that because a lot of these, and I want to do the ones where he actually talks about the Bible, because this man will lie on the Bible. This man lies on government related things. That man was an outright liar.
Lied, past tense.
And you like him? He lied. Past tense. Past tense. My bad, Charlie. He wanted to make sure I put him in the right tense, in the correct tense, past tense, right? So that man was a liar. And I'm gonna do a video about Charlie, bro. Let's be honest. Why do you want to follow him? Y'all don't even have the balls to even do what he did anyway. Let's be honest.
You seen the video on 2 hours. Was it clear enough or was it fuzzy or what?
No, it was clear. It was clear enough where you can see the actual individual raindrops come by the camera.
Okay.
That's how clear it is. You actually see them walking up. You see that Karmelo is already up under there. He's under there minding his business.
Dodging the rain, or
yeah, it was still raining. You know, right. I'm from Little Elm, so that day we were under a tornado watch.
Right.
We were under thunderstorm warning, and we know we had already had some light rain then, and it started raining again. Then it was over with.
Okay.
So that's kind of what happened on that day. But they were at a rain delay already, and so during that time when that happened, the twins, their two buddies, and a few other kids, because there was a few kids involved with them. They were all coming from the direction of the middle school,
right, coming
walking back up.
Right.
On the video, you can see those four that actually was involved, and maybe about 3 or 4 others that was with them, skipping up, trying to catch up behind. One veered off probably toward his way to go to the coach and kind of distract him a little bit. And then the other 4 came walking together. One went in front of them, went past.
Right.
The other 4 went and they surrounded Karmelo. You know, if you're Karmelo,
and they showed that on that video.
It's on the video.
Okay, come on.
You can see them walk.
I'm gonna say little stuff.
I'll put it this way.
Okay.
They actually tell you when you're watching the video, pay attention to this corner right here, because if you look anywhere else, you might miss different things.
Okay.
So watch those 4. Here they're 4 right there coming.
And just real fast, right? Just real fast. Y'all got to really think. The video he's talking about of the incident, why haven't they released that yet? I just want to know. Like, there's 2 videos I'm really waiting on. The one he's talking about that everybody's seen in the court, and the other one, because when it actually happened, people were recording the incident on their phones, but somebody, I forgot if it was the brother or it was somebody else, told them to delete that. That's the reports I've been hearing. When I want to see that video, and we're going to run all the people who have something to say, I want to run that back. I can't wait for that. But just think about this. Why haven't they showed the public this video? Oh, I know, because we would all see with our eyes plainly who was the aggressor and why did this happen. And then what? And then Caucasian people are gonna have to rationalize their head that a man that's getting jumped by multiple people, why he reacted a certain type of way. And if they're then okay with the ruling after that, we know exactly who they are and how they feel.
No. Right. That's exactly what they say.
Okay.
And so you have no way to be confused that it's those 4. Okay. So they come up, they surround them, and it's immediate moment of not even a few seconds of pause, then that's when they jump. And
so they actually did jump him.
Yeah, it wasn't just no touch. It wasn't just all that moment. Yeah, it was a push. It was all kind of things. But Austin pushed, Hunter hit, and then everybody swung. But at the same time,
so it's more than the twins that got some licks on.
Four.
So
you man's getting jumped by 4 people, bro. In Texas, you can defend yourself off of that. You can defend yourself for less than that in Texas. But we're not gonna talk about that. Apparently that's not good enough in the court. But you know why it's not? It's because the all-white jury, they don't give a damn. You was guilty before you got there. But we're supposed to trust this system.
It showed that in the video.
Yes, in the video. So again, you got Hunter and Austin standing in the middle.
Okay.
And you have the light bright boy here, and you have the darker boy here.
Okay.
I think that's what I remember. So I have to go back and think about it. But that's where they were. One was going up and down while they were talking, and kind of pushing or whatever he was doing. Austin and Hunter was in front. So where they're talking about grabbing bags, Hunter actually said that I grabbed his bag.
Right.
And then later on, he said that Austin threw the bag.
Okay.
Jeff also said the same thing. And so that's them both antagonizing. And we know under Texas law, I just have the fear that you're about to do something to me and you can get up out of here. Yeah, so you don't have to touch me. But at that point, he still stood there and stopped there. And whatever they say alleged was said, you don't know that until they get to it here. But once they did that, they started hitting them. Karmelo actually was able to back out and try to get away. So he was actually trying to get away the first time. Austin grabbed him, and you can see his hoodie coming out like this, and they brought him back in.
Okay.
And when they brought him back in, that's when you can see Austin put him in a headlock. You can see that all the rest of them are still hitting. That must be when the poke happened, because he was able to get out again. He backed out. He looked to the right. That's where the other little kid was filming, but they got some cell phone footage too. But that's where he was filming.
I'm telling you, they got some cell phone footage, and that's gonna be the one. Like, I want to see the one he's talking about, like what they're looking at, like at the surveillance footage. But I want to see that cell phone footage. Man. Like, why? And you got to really think, why have we not seen this? Why have we not seen this? You know, it's a 2-word phrase that's perfectly eloquent for people who understand that we're under the Trump administration. It's called cover up. Cover up. You know, the Epstein files, cover up, right? Trump being corrupt in his dealings when it comes to trading and insider trading. Cover up, you know, it's what we see in this administration, and it trickles all the way down from the House, the senators, the governors, and we see it all here, bro. That's the world we living in. That's the
looked directly at him in his camera, and then he went this way to the left. He went down. He fell, and that's when they realized he was gone. So they were still punching. And when he fell, that's when they all turned around. They started chasing him. Austin tried to go chase him too, but he grabbed his chest. I guess he realized that something happened to him, and that's when he went down a little bit and he fell down. But all three of them were chasing. But Karmelo was so fast, he got away and went around to the coach. And so you can see them on the video pointing toward Karmelo and the coach. And I can imagine, because Karmelo out of the camera on that moment, that he was telling the coach what happened. And then that's when Hunter said he whipped his head around. That's a true statement. He just wasn't sitting when he did. He whipped his head around. You see him on the video. And that's when he walked over to where Austin was, but he never touched him. So all that stuff about him rendering aid and holding his heart, he never did that, because the coach grabbed him and he was holding him. So at the end of the day, that's kind of where the moment went. But they did assault him, and we'll just play the game. Even if it was just a push, you still assaulted him, because it was unwanted. By your own definition in your word of him saying that leave me alone and I'm not going, you assaulted him, period. But they did beat him. And if you look at the, not the photo that Fox 4 put out, because that was one that they actually edited. I have the emails to prove it. But the actual Collin County one, you can see the webs and stuff on his eye. You can see the bridge of his nose is swollen. You can see the webs under his neck. And so that's the reason why they edited the one from Fox and kind of airbrushed it. And you can see they put the locks of his hair that got taken out as well.
Nuts, bro. Nuts. That's where we are. This is somebody who's seen the surveillance film and also mention some of the recordings on the phone. Like that, I can't wait to see that. You know, one day it's going to be a day when that comes out, and we're going to review. We're going to run this back, right? So let's look at this. I want to see this. I want to show y'all this, right? I saw this earlier, and this is what Geraldo said. And see, the thing is, Geraldo Rivera, he does a lot of raccoonery, right? But this time, he kind of changed his tune up a little bit. So let's watch this.
Perspective on this as we wait to see if we find out anything about sentencing. What do you make of this case and all that surrounds it, Geraldo?
It's a tragedy, Connell. It's awful. You know, some say justice has been rendered or shortly will be with the sentencing. Others that these are two kids, and now you sentence a 17-year-old to life in prison. You know, is that justice? Is it justice in a majority white community, relatively affluent, very low crime, to have a jury pool where no black prospective juror is selected out of 600 prospective jurors? It seems to me the stage is set for even more of a racial conflict. But
yeah, it's set for more of a racial conflict because it's in a rich neighborhood, like how you said, affluent, rich, right? Rich neighborhood. They struck down. They said they didn't have any black jurors on there, and the reason why they didn't is because they struck them down, right? And we're gonna get to that right after this, right? They set this up. This was the latest one I'm going to show after they said this is a slaughterhouse. This is a slaughterhouse for black and Hispanic people. They set this up. He's questioning, is this really even justice? And this is coming from somebody who does a lot of raccoonery. Like Geraldo does a lot of raccoonery, right? But this is one of them times where he had to be like, okay, well, I don't even know about this one.
Jurors, it seems to me the stage is set for even more of a racial conflict. But I come back to the waste. This is a football game arguing or who's under a tent and who's not in a tent, and getting a 3.5 track meet, a 3.5-inch knife out of your bag. Why are kids in the low crime communities carrying 3.5-inch knives? You know, that doesn't make much sense either. It's awful. I feel terrible for all the families involved. Keep our hearts and minds with them. But I think that I don't know who represented this kid. I don't know who made the decision not to put him on the witness stand to tell the story. Now, in a self-defense case, you have to be reasonably frightened that you're going to be hurt. How do you project to a jury that you were reasonably frightened, that you were intimidated, without you sitting on the witness stand swearing under oath and telling your story? I don't appreciate.
And that too, that's something I'm very disappointed in with the defense, right? Especially when I found out he had public defenders. Like that's par for the course for public defenders in Texas. They're not trying to get you off. They're trying to get you in these corporate-owned prisons. That's what they're trying to do, right? And they accomplished their goal today, yesterday, right? But in a self-defense case, you need to be on there telling your story and persuading the jury why you feared for your life. But they didn't put him and call him as a witness. Like that right there, there's so many things, so many aspects around this case to where, like, I see why the judge didn't allow cameras and things in, because if you actually got to look at this and like litigate the litigation, right? You would understand and come to the conclusion this was an inside job. Boy, was this an inside job. Like at this point, me looking at the way the defense did this case as well, I think they're on the payroll, because that's critical. That's like you getting in a debate and then your whole debate you're not even arguing the prompt or the objective. Like that's crazy in itself.
Just I'm not the appellate court here, but it just seems to me that he would have been his own best witness,
right? Especially since his story didn't change, Geraldo. We had that reported earlier in our conversation that from the very moment he was interviewed by the police, This kid said, when that someone's killed, and he said, well, I was defending myself. That was always his story. Now, the jury did not buy it and said he was guilty of murder, but it was always his story. Your point is you'd like to hear him tell it.
Who are? Of course, they're not going to buy it. They're all white jurors, and he was already guilty before he got there. Of course, they're not going to buy it. You said that like that was a point of that. You made some kind of substantial point right there. Of course, they're not going to buy it. So why didn't the defense cross-examine Hunter? Exactly. That's what I'm saying. Like everything about what we've seen everything about this was just an inside setup job. It is crazy, bro. That's the desperate situation we in. This is what happened when we defend ourselves. Oh, you got to go pay. This is why these people are the accuser of the brethren. They accuse us before the Lord every day. That's them. Because even when you look at that in Revelation, I'm going to get that later, Revelation 12, where it talks about the accuser of the brethren. When you look at that in the Greek, that means somebody who accuses somebody, like the prosecutor, a prosecutor in the court case. That is definitely these people. Let's be honest. That's why the accuser of our brethren has to be cast down and cast out.
Obviously, he's the best witness to his side of the story. Of course, they say the lawyer who puts his client on the witness stand has a fool for a client. I get that, except in self-defense cases. Except in self-defense cases where you need a reasonable fear of imminent bodily harm for you to use self-defense. You don't have to run away. You don't have to, hide behind an authority figure. You can stand your ground and use deadly force when you think deadly force is imminently going to be used against you. But it seems to me that I worry about the representation.
But that too, because they said like he wasn't, because what I heard, I've seen some reports say with the jurors why they didn't buy the self-defense thing is because they said you can't meet a push with a blade or a knife. But the issue is, number one, it was at least four people jumping in. Like at some point, there's gonna have to be some sort of equalizer. That has to be equal. Like I have to have something to stop four people from jumping me. One person alone can kill somebody by beating them. But four people can definitely make sure that job is done. Like, this is what I mean. Like, there's so many double standards and there's so many just inaccuracies and just corrupt dealings in this. And it's so par for the course for Texas. It's so par for the course for Texas. This is what Texas do. This is what we do here, bro.
Profoundly worried about the racial, ethnic composition of this jury. I worry that this is now Trayvon Martin in the sense that this case might, rally people, some with the best of motives moved, and others, whose agenda is this disruption. But I send my love and best wishes to both these families. It's a tragic story, but there's a lot of questions to answer here.
No doubt, and we'll come back.
Imagine I forgot I think he's Hispanic, right? Imagine an Hispanic who I would documentally, you could see him selling out. There's some times where he speaks out for minorities, but 9 times out of 10 we side with Trump and MAGA. But imagine this guy saying, "Oh, there's questions that got to be answered. Is this really justice?" Imagine that. Even they see it. Watch this. Let me close that. I gotta make sure I'm closing these because Chrome doesn't know how to be efficient with their damn tabs. Let me see. Look at this. Watch this. And also, right, she's gonna do a lot of cursing right here, but she's really about to go into something.
As a former prosecutor, let her talk. This was a legal lynching that happened in here today.
Exactly what happened. We can't hear you.
I said, as a former prosecutor, this was a legal lynching that happened in this slaughterhouse. This is a slaughterhouse. This is not a courthouse.
He had no chance.
This courthouse is designed when you would come here and you look like us to slaughter you.
Absolutely.
That judge intentionally sealed us from being able to have a legal right to see what the fuck was going on in this case for a motherfucking reason. Because he know when we have access, we don't play about our people. So how do he silence us? He closed the fucking case so we can't see what the fuck is going on. Also the reason he shut down black media from coming, he only had these white motherfuckers up in that courthouse.
Yep. That's why Fox News had when you go look at Fox News, all this whole week, Fox News been having direct access the whole time, but other cameras can't go in there. Why is that? You know why? Because Fox News is state regime media. That's why. Fox News is state regime media. Whatever Trump says, whatever BS he says, whatever MAGA says, whatever white nationalism says, that's what Fox News is parakeeting on the internet and on the TV.
So that they can tell the wrong fucking story about Karmelo Anthony. And they can tell the white story about the domestic terror, because that's what they were. Mm-hmm. Those twins are domestic racist terrorists. Make no motherfucking mistake. That judge fucked him. That prosecutor fucked him. There was no, as a former prosecutor, they did not meet their motherfucking burden. They did not prove intent. They did not prove it knowingly, but they had them white dumb motherfuckers on their jury for a reason. When they pick their jury like that, that's designed because they know that they're people.
But I want y'all to pay attention to this. She's about to explain why black people wasn't on that jury. Watch this.
People are not smart as us. We can read through the bullshit. They follow their bullshit and believe what they say. So when we are out here discrediting ourselves, it's giving them an advantage. They know how to divide us, and that's through the court system. And they silenced us from the court system. They silenced us from having access. Had these people out here like a fucking Hunger Games to have access to a trial that set Karmelo up to have an unfair advantage. When you see that motherfucking prosecutor, ask him, why do he have a settlement with the civil case for harassing 7 white women at this fucking office? And they still employ his dog ass. If it
a settlement. Why does the prosecutor have a settlement?
Yikes.
That's why I don't want us in there. That's oh wow. Man.
Wow, bro. Wow.
Go ahead. Well, she ain't done. She ain't done.
If it was a black person, they would be fired. Ask the DA how he was on that motherfucking case and he still got a fucking job. That's because they vote for each other. So we gotta take our power back. Elections are coming.
That's right. That's right.
We gonna tell they
and that's where you messed up. See, that's what I mean, man. Like that we're not about to vote ourselves out of our problems. We have what we need to do first and foremost is stop worshiping a white man's God. This guy's God. We have to stop worshiping this man's God. We have to stop doing that, right? That's our problem, right? It's as wrong as wrong, no matter who does it. Anyone trying to justify evil is guilty too. Great. So why are y'all doing that? Why do y'all continue to do that? Continuously do that all the time, right? That's the thing. And I'm gonna get your Christian ass up out of here, because that's what I mean. When it comes down time to squash black people's opinions about their oppression, here they come. No, it's not that bad. Well, all lives matter. This is stuff like that. But these are the Christians. Y'all, this is why we have to stop worshiping their God. Because their God is going to tell them black people are supposed to be right where they at. Us begging for them to stop beating our ass every day and throwing us in jail, right? Is is where their God wants us to be. But we will pack that same church, hold their hand, and cry with them while they go home to having both of their kids in the house. None of them ever going to jail. All of them being affluent and not going through near the amount of things blacks and Hispanics go through. That's why we first and foremost got to stop worshiping that God. Secondly, we got to come out of America's mentality. What's that? Democracy. Democracy has never been in favor for black people. Let's be honest. Democracy has always been like everybody will talk about one person, one vote. You can change the way the rulership goes here. Democracy has always been paid for and bought. Here recently, AIPAC, but now y'all want to be upset about AIPAC. But I said that earlier, right? The same thing happened in Rome. But I'm supposed to think, oh, the dictatorships and the communism and all these other things. Well, all the places America wants to make fun of. Let's talk about Canada. They all have health care. Y'all want to laugh at Canada's health care, but America, and in America, we have to pay premiums with a job, maybe $600 a month. What? Y'all? So that's better. That's better. That's like laughing at somebody with a PS5 while you got a goddamn PS1 at the house. Like come on, bro. I can't stand America and what it like. It's just like it's not even the Americans. It's just like the things that we do and the things that our people do and the things that they do. They're all under the same brainwashing Rome did. Rome said these same talking points. This is the greatest place on earth. All roads lead to Rome. The same MAGA talking points is the same thing they said in Rome. Like, it's crazy. When are we gonna look at history and read a book, bro? When we gonna do that? We're gonna start paying attention to the world around us.
That's what we want. Or you gonna get the fuck out. The fuck out. We gotta show up for jury service. We gotta show up and participate. Stop trying to get the fuck off of a jury because that's how they slaughter us. But this particular jury, they took 3 black women off of here because they were teachers. That's a violation. And they know it. That judge was in there feeding the state objections because they were too dumb to know what the fuck to object to. I ain't never seen no judge do no shit like that. He got too much fucking experience, over 40 years as a fucking prosecutor, and you don't know how to fucking object? And you got this judge up there helping you on such a big case? This is his life.
Gonna retire too. That bitch got that money.
This was his life.
He needed this high profile case. This is judge last year.
They know how he doing. They know. We just came from South Carolina where they hunted that baby down and got off. They tried to hunt him down and he protected himself so he could get home safe, and they convicted him. And one white jury had the motherfucking audacity to sit in that damn box and cry. Bitch, don't fucking cry. It's too late for your tears. Your tears was needed when you was back there deciding within 30 fucking minutes of his life.
He gave that child 35 years.
It's the reason they did not call Hunter to testify, because he was problematic. He has been terrorizing that school, terrorizing students from other schools, and if they put him on that stand, it was going to come out.
Which would have been damaging, because we would have known who would be the one provoking things. The person with a record of being bad, like with a record of being a menace. There's a reason. There's a logical. When you sit back, there's questions. There's a lot of questions that need to get answered. But once we get these questions answered, you're gonna realize it's gonna be a real logical reason to every question we got, right? And it's all gonna lead. All of it's going. It's like a long equation, like you do having like statistics or calculus. And like I remember my brother when he was in college, he had this whole long ass equation. It equals up into one like number or something like that. You know what this is going to be? All these questions, all these answers that we're eventually going to get. It's gonna like add up to this 2-word phrase: white supremacy. That's what it always is, right? What you say? What you say, Charlie? Oh, I'm right. Oh, okay, thank you. Charlie had to tell me something from hell real fast, and he's just saying he concurs, right? But let's continue.
The teachers. Those kids got up there and lied off of a relationship. And the prosecutors led it. They have an ethical duty to make sure witnesses testify truthfully, and they did, because it was a win for them. They cost one of ours their freedom. So these white people that are out here, teach your kids to keep their motherfucking hands to themselves.
There you go.
We mind our business until y'all get in our fucking business. We don't show up to trouble. Y'all create trouble, and we gotta get in fucking trouble. So leave us the fuck alone, and we will leave y'all the fuck alone. Period.
That too, right? And she mentioned earlier, I must have stopped him when she said it, right? Now, when you look at I want y'all to see this, right? The Austin Metcalf's dad, right, is friends with the judge and the DA. I meant to bring it up when she said it, but this is crazy. This is so, like, everything is set up in a way to where it's like, if you don't come to the conclusion that it's white supremacy, I don't know what to tell you. I don't know what to tell you, bro. Right? I just don't know what to tell you. Let's go back into this.
When they gave Karmelo the verdict, he broke down and he cried. That family nurse not good. That boy's not good. You been in there. I done talked to you before. You been in there. That boy smiled. That boy broke down and cried. They done fucked up the rest of this boy's life.
When you're out here and you see all these people, you've been here every day.
Hold on, Rebecca. I showed y'all all these clips to lead back to this moment. Because all these things that I've been learning over the last, it was 5-day trial, so let's say 5 days, right? I've been seeing all this information, and then I finally get to this moment yesterday and see this. I'm like, bro, come on, bro. Like, I feel that. That's desperation that we are that woman. You see in Zechariah the 5th chapter, it talks about that woman that's stuck in an ephah, right? With sand in it. That sand is our wickedness. All the things we did that brought us here, and a big lead, I forgot something lead over it, right? This is Zechariah 5. It's like sealing it so the woman can't get out. That's us here with white supremacy. We have to deal with our wickedness that we do and what we've done in the past, and us keeping us in that is that white supremacy. That's why in Zechariah 5, near the end of that passage, it talks about the Lord's going to lift us up on a pedestal in the land of Shinar. You know what Shinar is? Babylon. That's when we going to get put on the pedestal. That's when we going to have our help.
Okay, I know. When you hear that verdict read, I saw you break down to the ground. What's going through your heart? What's going through your head right now?
Why do we have to care anymore? Why are we even here? To be honest, why are we here? What are we here for? Because if we take up for ourselves, we go to jail. If we don't, we die. So it's a catch-22 in this situation. What do you want us to do? What do you want us to do at this point? What? I'm lost for it. I don't know what to do. I got 5 boys. I don't know what. I ain't got nothing to tell them no more. You can't walk away no more.
Rest in peace, Trayvon Martin.
Let me ask you this right now. I hear the frustration. Are you more angry or more sad as to what just happened?
I'm angry and I'm hurt. I'm angry because you were in there. I was in there too. Those witnesses were lying on him. You got the judge friends with the prosecutor. Let's start there. The judge was falling asleep. Some juries was falling asleep.
Oh, that's who said it. Yeah. Like this is what I posted right here. They're all friends. The Good Boys Club, right? They're all friends.
And didn't even have a damn notepad. Y'all didn't take this shit seriously.
All right, Austin, come this way because it looks like the crowd is moving.
That's crazy, bro. That's crazy. It's crazy. It's like when you look at it, it's like for people who aren't bots. It's a lot of us who are in this world that are just bots. It's like, oh, another black man going to jail. Like when you sit back and look at everything that happened here, like when this man started playing chess, I'm talking about Karmelo. When he started playing chess, he was already in checkmate no matter what move he played. And all because he defended himself. Like Esau, my job want to say, well, he didn't have to bring a knife. Well, y'all didn't have to jump in. Maybe if you leave well enough alone, you wouldn't have to worry about one of your dead homies. You wouldn't have to worry about pouring one out, right? You know, for them, they're pouring out some PBR. Some PBR, bro. They're pouring that out, right? Pouring out your damn PBR and some crystal meth. That's what you're pouring out for your dead homie, right? You wouldn't have to worry about that if you leave well enough alone. And that's just something y'all cannot do, because Habakkuk 2 talks about hell follows the Chaldeans, who are the Chaldeans, the chief people of Babylon. Hell follows them wherever they go. That's the same thing with you Edomites. The same exact thing. That's why the Bible calls y'all the daughter of Edom, right? And what's crazy, let's go to that real fast. Don't want to watch this, right? So remember I talked about earlier, these Edomites have been basically like cheering on the fact that Karmelo is going to jail, right? They wanted a death penalty. They were cheering on, laughing at black people, right? Watch this. So I'm gonna put this in the KJV. Not KJV, the ESV. Watch this. So Psalms 137:7. Remember, O Lord, against the Edomites on the day of Jerusalem, how they said, let it be bare down to its foundations. So when Babylon came and took us over, they were cheering it on. They were on the sideline, just like how when they blew up Black Wall Street, right? They were cheering that on. They were doing that same thing to us when Babylon came and took us. The same exact thing. But these people get salvation. There's one of them that say, oh, you guys are the Israelites, so everything his people is done is now excused. That same dumbass was in that crowd of Edomites cheering on our destruction. I ain't never seen white people in unison like this since Trump got elected. That's crazy, bro. Y'all are the same people. That's why it says, oh, daughter of Babylon, doomed to be destroyed, blessed shall he be who repays you with what you have done to us. Blessed shall he be when he takes your little ones and dashes them against the rock, right? Because that's what happened to us. So it's going to be a good day when the roles are reversed. Thus saith the Lord. This isn't Yachty making that up. This is what the Bible says. But I know this is one of the Psalms that y'all have in y'all's little ass Bibles y'all hand people, right? These are one of them Psalms that don't exist in there. Because all they put is one or two Gospels. Luke is they probably put Luke and Mark in there, two non-eyewitnesses. They're gonna put all Paul's epistles in there and all the nice versions of Psalms. This ain't gonna be in there. This is not in there, right? Y'all are these same people. The same way y'all want to dunk on black people for this happening to Karmelo. This is who you are. You are your father. It's the same exact thing over and over and over again. And the reason why this continues to happen, we have to stop following their gods and their ways, right? Because look at this. Isaiah 42:22. But this is the people plundered and looted. We've seen that. Y'all did that for the black codes. Y'all did that with Jim Crow. You did that through chattel slavery. You still do that to this day. When we invent something, y'all take it and act like it's yours. Y'all say you discovered things, right? The doctrine of discovery. And hell, that really started with the Christian church. Like Christians want to talk about us. Oh, we're racist monsters. Y'all don't want to talk about the origins of the Christian church with the Pope, with papal infallibility. So whatever the Pope says or does, it's infallible. We can't be wrong. The same exact thing y'all do to Trump, if we're gonna be realistic. The same exact thing y'all do with Trump. That's y'all's Pope. That's y'all's Jesus. That's why when that man dressed up as Jesus, his true supporters they cut for him. No, he really meant what he really meant what he said when he said he thought he was a doctor. No, that man decided to make himself look like y'all's white Jesus. That's what he did. I don't know why the Christians was mad about it, because you serve him and worship him just like y'all do Christ. Just like we went to Tabernacles and went to Navasota, when we were driving through over there by Navasota, they had a big ass billboard and it had white Jesus on it, like doing the Michelangelo pose, right, grabbing Trump in the clouds. Don't get mad now. That's how y'all always thought of him. Let's be honest. Let's just start laying it all out. Let's be honest, right? It says, but this is the people plundered and looted. They are all of them trapped in holes, hidden in prisons, right? Because no matter what we do, if we do the right thing or the wrong thing, you're gonna throw us in prison or you're gonna kill us. Or unalive us. It's one or the other, right? It says they have become plundered with none to rescue because nobody's helping us. I wanted to go to we're gonna hold camp at the FIFA things, right? I looked for a protest and I didn't even see one. Looked all day, didn't see one. Because it's like we've just accepted the fact that this is what it's gonna be. Just like how Don Wallace said, it's like he was mad that he just knew this was gonna happen. I was too. That's the type of oppression and depression that these people do not know. But you're going to know eventually, right? I don't care what they say. What Big G says. I don't care. I could give a good goddamn. You will know this. You will know this just like how we know it. It says they have become plunder with none to rescue, spoil with none to say restore. Nobody says that to us or helps us. We are the ones that have to bear that. Let's go to Isaiah 59. Because we're reading the Bible, and then we're gonna go back to this, and I'm gonna show y'all something that's wild. Because they want to talk about sin. Is like I love when Christians say that stupid. No, I'll give it that. I love when Christians say that stupid ass shit that bad is or wrong is wrong no matter who does it, and if you try to justify the wicked, you're wicked just with them. No, that sounds good in a utopia, right? So that means justice should be blind, but for some reason, the same justice that's supposed to happen to these people who offend us is never equivalent. Does anybody ever question that? And I can't wait till we get there. I'm gonna save that. I'm not gonna jump the gun. It's never equivalent. So Isaiah 59:14, justice is turned back and righteousness stands far away, for truth has stumbled in the public squares and uprightness cannot enter. Truth is lacking, and he who departs from evil makes himself a prey. The Lord saw it and it displeased him that there was no justice, because nobody, right? Because nobody is coming to save us. When you look at how we are as a people, yeah, we do evil things, but the type of animalistic nature that these heathen have, especially Esau, we don't have. We are God's chosen people. The law is naturally, like to a degree, parts of it is naturally ingrained in us because that is our culture. We're naturally kind people and forgiving people. I don't know if how much longer, but we are naturally forgiving people. We are not like them. Like they don't want to say they're not like us. They are not like us. Not talking about Drake. Not talking about Aubrey. I'm not talking about the sixth God. I'm talking about the rest of these nations. They are not like us. So when the Lord sees them doing this to us, knowing we would never do that to them, right? Just off our mentality and off the street, we would never do that to them. It displeases him. Watch this. He saw that there was no man and wondered that there would be that there was no one to intercede. There's nobody to intercede for us. Then his own arm brought him salvation, and his righteousness upheld him. Right. So the Lord, what this is saying is, there's nobody going to be to intercede for us. Nobody's gonna cut for us. Nobody's gonna be an advocate for us or do anything to break us out of this. Now, this doesn't mean that anybody's going to speak for you, but more or less, nobody's going to have the ability or advocating power to get us up out of this, except Christ. That's why he said his own arm is going to do that. Christ is the arm of the Lord being revealed. Isaiah 53, Isaiah 52, right? That's verbatim. There's going to have to be a divine intervention for us to be saved. That's why I said this showed you that Black lives don't matter, because the court system is against you, Black man, Hispanic man, Native American man. I can do all that for those races as well, because when I first got to Dallas, I moved here to Dallas during the Botham Jim John murder trial with Amber Geiger, right? At that same time, they just unalived a Hispanic man, right? They do the same type of things to us, the black men, to them as well, just in a different way. And we know for damn sure they're doing it to the Native Americans. Look at how the land allotments are. Look at where their land allotment is in the armpit of America, right? That's what it is, bro. There's nobody to intercede for us as a people. That's why he has to send his son. Let's get some more Isaiah. Isaiah 63, one of my favorite chapters. Isaiah 63 and verse 5. I looked, but there was none to help. I was appalled, but there was none to uphold. My own arm brought me salvation, and my wrath upheld me. Right? So don't, and we're gonna do a three-sided cut with this. So this is talking about when the Lord is going to come and bring one of his multiple versions of salvation. Some dummies on the internet, right, will say, no, let me not the G's. We'll say there's one salvation. That's not true. When you look at the prophecies, there's multiple salvations. Salvation from Babylon, salvation from Armageddon, salvation from what's the other one? What am I thinking of? Jehoshaphat, right? Health and restoration is a version of sacrifice. I showed that in a whole presentation, right? This is one of these. What you gonna say something, Waller?
No, I'm just gonna say like prosperity as well.
Yeah, prosperity.
All of that salvation.
All of that is Yeshua, or Yahshua, or Yeshua. There's various different. I'm saying those are Hebrew words. There's various different versions and applications of salvation. In this salvation, it's saying his own arm brought salvation. Now let's look at this. Inside of this salvation, I need to know, as a white man, going to be saved in this. So, verse 1 in Isaiah 63, who is this who comes from Edom in crimson garments from Basra? He is splendid in his apparel, marching in the greatness of his strength. It is I, speaking in righteousness, mighty to save, the one that bringing the salvation. The same arm is being revealed. Why is your apparel red and your garments like his who treads the winepress? I have treaded the winepress alone, and from the peoples none was with me. I trod them in mine anger and trampled them in my wrath. Their lifeblood splattered upon my garments and stained all my apparel. So these Edomites are going to be destroyed. Is he bringing them salvation? I'm just wondering, is he bringing them salvation? I need to know. I just need to know. I'm asking for a friend. Don't want. I'm asking for. Is he bringing them salvation? Because it says this. It says, for the day of vengeance is within my heart, and the year of redemption had come. So what's crazy about this, right? What I want people to understand, this is part of the gospel then. It says the year of my redemption is come, right? Or the year of my redeemed. So when you jump back to Isaiah 61, look at this. So Isaiah 61, we know it's the gospel, right? It's the Spirit of the Lord is upon me because he has anointed me to bring good news, or the gospel, to the poor. He has sent me to bind up the brokenhearted, to proclaim liberty to the captives, and the opening of the prison to them that are bound, to proclaim the year of the Lord's favor and the day of vengeance of our God, to comfort all that mourn, to grant to those who mourn in Zion. So this right here, part of this restoration, the gospel, right, is that the Edomites be destroyed. If we add this with Isaiah 63. So for some reason, and I say this to Jim Green, and he's going to get his either Friday or Saturday morning, right? For that BS, him kicking me off his channel, right? So if this gospel, we read in the prophets that Paul got his gospel from, right? If salvation through the gospel is for everybody, why are the Edomites being destroyed in it? Why is it a day of the Lord's redeemed and it's sent to Zion? And the day of vengeance of his God, which is attributed to the destruction of Edom. They're not the only ones, but it's attributed to them. But salvation for them? No, we're not doing it. Romans 1:16, trying to say that means Paul's extending the gospel to everybody. That is against prophecy. That understanding is against prophecy. That's not what it can't either he means it like how you says, and now he's lying on God in the prophecy, or he's speaking according to the prophecy. I'm gonna let you be the judge on that one. I will allow you to be the judge on that one, right? Let me get one more. I'm gonna read this in the Amplified. Ecclesiastes 5, verse 8.
Yeah, and I got a precept after this too.
Here, go ahead with yours. Go ahead with yours.
You can pull it on screen or I'm just read it.
I'm pulling on screen.
Yeah, get that Lamentations 4:17.
I don't know why.
That's all I've been thinking about. That's all I've been thinking about watching these videos. So I'll read it. It's Lamentations 4:17. It says, "Our eyes failed, ever watching vainly for help. In our watching, we watched for a nation that could not save us. They dogged our steps so that we could not walk in our streets. Our end drew near, our days were numbered, for our end had come." Bro, that's nobody but Jake, bro. Like, nobody can truly relate to them two verses except for Blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans. Literally. Like we watch for like even in the video that you shown, what the girl said at the end, she said, "That's why we gotta vote." We've been voting for 200 plus years, man. Like, we've been voting. We marched so that our vote could matter. We got into positions of politics. Hell, we had a quote unquote Black president, quote unquote. And what happened to our community? Nothing. If anything, is as if tragedies multiplied. Like, only Blacks and Hispanics, man, can truly like understand the pain and the trauma that our community goes through. And we've been akin to this all the way back during the times of Moses and King David and Yahweh Shah. Like, this is nothing new, man. This is why, like, us as Israelites, we have to stop trying to save everybody else and focus on getting back to our God so that we can save ourselves. Otherwise, man, I mean, this is just a common occurrence. It's a common occurrence, man. We got to get out of here.
Yeah, we have to get, like, we literally have to get out of here because this is bad, bro. I'm not gonna hold you. It just continues. It just continues to just. Oh, look at this. They just said Karmelo Anthony's GoFundMe just got deleted. Imagine that.
Wow.
Imagine that.
Wow.
Yeah, bro. And who's surprised by that one? I'm gonna look
just
at that
devils,
later.
bro. Just devils.
And
bro,
you
we're
know
dealing with
crazy?
devils.
What's crazy about what you shared in Lamentations 4? Lamentations is Jeremiah lamenting what's happening to Israel when Babylon's taking them over.
Mm-hmm.
That's why we can respond and relate to this, because we're in this new Babylon. We're in this new Babylon. We're literally living this out. We're walking this out. So they dogged our like that's lit. This cold in the ESV. I wonder what the ESV said. That's cold. Oh, it says the Honda. It says the same thing KGB said. I don't know. The ESV kind of did that one a little better. They dogged their steps.
Yeah. They dogged their steps. That was crazy. Yeah. That was crazy verbiage.
Look at this. Ecclesiastes 5:8. Right. I'm reading this in Amplified. Let me read this in Amplified Bible. There you go. Right. If you see the oppression of the poor and denial of justice and righteousness in a province, do not be shocked at the sight of corruption, for a higher official watches over another official, and there are higher ones overlooking them, looking out for one another. And that's what they do. They look out. We shouldn't even be surprised by this, because that's who they are. They're crooked people. What the Lord has made crooked, nobody can make straight. The Lord made them crooked, and they will look out for each other. And that's important. From what I'm about to go into in a minute, after we see this man say what he's about to say, you about to see them look out for each other. Watch. Just watch.
And we're just gonna, Connell, stay with us. Yep. As the crowd kind of goes this way, we're just gonna.
Statement that'll put some more context.
So that I can be able to.
On the Karmelo Anthony side, just out of the courthouse. All right, go ahead, X.
Sorry, brother.
So that I can be able to.
I'm gonna duck down.
I will say this one time, and one time only. I speak on behalf of myself, Minister Dominique Alexander. I speak on behalf of myself as president of the Next Generation Action Network. The Next Generation Action Network wanted to respect this process, to be able to make sure that nobody said that the Next Generation Action Network is this process, feared in this process. But what?
So that's not me. That's their clip, because they're cutting this from the live. So I guess their signal went out a little bit. So it's gonna do that a few times.
This process did is shown that Black lives do not matter in Collin County. It showed us that time and time in American history, it has shown emotions. It put emotions over the law.
That's what happened. They put emotions over the law. They that poor little white kid. They want to post all the pictures of Karmelo with guns and him looking like a YN, and have all these nice pictures of the Cretan that died. Right. That's what they want. That's what they did. Right. And they chose the emotions of like, oh, he look at that guy. He looks like he's from a Chief Keef video. Right. That's what they did. They chose that over what the law actually says. That's not first degree murder. If you want to say manslaughter, you know what? Fine. We can. You know what? I'd still be upset about it, but I wouldn't be this upset about it. That was not first degree murder. If we're going to be realistic about it, that wasn't. Y'all chose that over what y'all's own law said, and the reason why that is because y'all's justice is not blind. Y'all want us to believe that. This is why I named this class this. This ain't like this. This case showed you that Black lives don't matter, because let's look at this. Just a few days ago, right? Just a few days ago, right? In South Carolina, it's what the lady mentioned earlier. So let me make this. Let me magnify. Okay, right. South Carolina, a jury found a convenience store owner. I'm not Chow. Let's just say his last name Chow. I don't look. I'm not even about to even figure it out. It says who is Asian. They found him not guilty of murder of the 2023 fatal shooting of a 14-year-old Cyrus Carmack Belton, who was Black. It's a little Black kid, right? So he went in his store. And the owner thought he stole something. And he said, no, I didn't steal something, right? And then he just started chasing him with a gun, right? And he chased him. It says right here, he chased him 130 yards from his store, right? And shot him in the back. And they acquitted him a few days ago. What? Yeah, that was the first. It was last week. I remember I seen it last week, right? They acquitted him last week. How you shoot somebody in the back and you get acquitted for murder? What? I'm supposed to believe in this justice system? What are we talking? And then when they saw the kid dead, they didn't render any aid. And then when they looked at his back, he didn't even have no waters. He destroyed him for no reason. Like, that's crazy. And I'm supposed to believe in this? Look at this dude. He know he did it. He know he don't care. And he know he did wrong. And got off. But I'm supposed to believe in this system. That's what I'll be talking about. Like, y'all want me to believe that these goyim, these Gentiles, these F9 can get deliverance when they can kill Israel and get away from it and live the rest of their life probably getting financial gain from it. Kyle Rittenhouse did it. And speaking of Kyle Rittenhouse, matter of fact, Kyle Rittenhouse acquitted on all counts in November 2021, right? After a jury in Kenosha, Wisconsin, determined he acted in self-defense during an August 2020 protest, the trial received intense national scrutiny, highlighting polarizing debates about vigilantism, gun rights, and criminal justice reform. This man took an AR-15 to another city, right, and shot people. That he took the pew-pew to another city and then put some people on a t-shirt. How is that not first-degree murder? He wasn't even old enough to own it. You can be an Edomite, get a gun, right? Get the pew-pew, drive to another city, having intent to shoot. You have to have intent to let some. You have to have intent to let some off. You have to, because why else would you take it? Put some people on a t-shirt, spill a whole bunch of cranberry juice everywhere, right? And get acquitted? But if I defend myself, I have to go to jail for first-degree murder for 35 years? And y'all want to now make fun of this man for applying for an appeal? And these people can get, Kyle Rittenhouse can be saved? No, bro. No, like, that's like, no. Like, that can't be that's the one of the things where it's like, you would be hard pressed to say God is just then. You would really be hard pressed. No, bro, look what this man did. Like, he fatally shot after chasing Rittenhouse into a parking lot and attempting to grab his rifle, right? Well, I mean, he attempted to it looked like he was going to quote unquote unalive people. At least somebody did something, or at least tried to. Fatally got him. Anthony Hubert fatally got him, right? Wounded another guy and got acquitted from first-degree reckless homicide. I mean, that's literally what that was. First-degree intentional homicide and attempted first-degree intentional. How you get off of this? Like, we could be honest. You could do this, right? You could do this, right? Yeah, go to X. I'm not really doing, like, right now, we're not doing questions right now. Maybe at the end, but not right now, right? I'm establishing a premise and a point. So how do you, like, at first, these first two, okay, let's just say, oh, he didn't just have a plan for each specific one. So, you know what, we can't get him a first degree. You know, fine. But attempted first degree intentional homicide, he intentionally did that. 2 counts of first degree reckless endangering safety, he literally did that. And he gets off on self-defense? And I'm supposed to believe in this. I'm supposed to believe in America. You know, it's built on Bible ideologies apparently, but they don't even believe in Jesus. They got a Jesus piece on in all their courthouses, but they don't even believe in Jesus. Like, Jesus came to save those people and free people in the gospel. He came to free people from the prison houses and from being brokenhearted. Y'all are creating broken hearts. You're creating violence. You destroy the earth. I'm supposed to believe in this? Look at this, right? Because they'll be like, okay, that's not Texas. Oh, they'll say that's not Texas. That's not, it's not equivalent. Like, you're talking about guns, we're talking about stabbing people. No, it's crazy you say that, because a few years ago, what is this? Oh, last year in Belton, Texas, not too far away from my hometown, right? Casey Allison gets maximum sentence of 10 years. Right now, they try to drum it up to make it seem like, oh, they really threw the book at it, right? 10 years for deadly stabbing at Belton High School, right? Casey Allison convicted of criminally negligent homicide by a jury in April following the death of a fellow student, Joe Ramirez, at Belton High School, Hispanic man, right? It says Casey Allison was sentenced to 10 years in prison Tuesday for the deadly stabbing of Joe Ramirez, marking the conclusion of a high-profile case that has deeply impacted the Belton community. The Ramirez side of the courtroom erupted in applause once the Judge Faulkner read the sentencing. Right? I want to show y'all this though. Look what they gave him. He did the same. He literally on camera, and all the people seeing it on camera. Him unalive somebody with a blade, right? And look what they gave him: criminally negligent homicide, maximum 10 years. What? But I'm supposed to believe justice is. I'm supposed to believe this right here. Whoa. I'm supposed to believe this. Justice is blind is a foundational legal metaphor, meaning that the law should be applied impartially. without regard of person's wealth, power, race, gender, or social status. Do you ever think that's the case? Has this ever been the case? Has this ever been the case? It's justice is blind, holding scales, right? And this is what the Lord was talking about when this was said. Proverbs 11. Now, Hebrew Israelites use this in a way that, you gotta be balanced. This ain't have nothing to do with you being balanced. This has everything to do with judgment. So it says a false balance is an abomination to the Lord, but a just weight is his delight. When you look at for balance right here, it's scales, the way you judge something. The same thing this image shows. Justice is blind. We're not supposed to see who we're judging, but we're supposed to weigh it. They're creating a false and impartial balance and a false judgment because they do this. They do justice based off of race, power, and wealth. That's literally that. That's what that word means in the Hebrew. Just like when we see with the false balances, it's false scales. That's that. That is crazy. He said the snake could have tried it for threatening the entire tent, considering he had taunted them with his hand in his bag, and several black boys told him to leave the tent area first. He became the aggressor. Whatever. He became the aggressor. He became the aggressor because they told him to leave and he didn't want to leave. So a white man can be like, I don't even got time. A white man said, you don't have the right to be here, so you have to just immediately leave. What was his authority? If he thought that, why didn't he grab an adult? That's when he became so a white man could just say, I don't have the right to be here, and now I'm an aggressor to him. He put his hands on him and jumped him with 3 other people. But he became an aggressor. How about you look into what actually happened instead of just watching MAGA Marmalade Fox News? This is why I don't like these people. You have to find out, right? You're gonna find out, and all of our people who want to join into these people, right? You're going to find out. Because Christ said nation will rise up against nation, kingdom against kingdom. Kingdom against kingdom is talking about wars, places of authority against other places of authority. Now, when he said nation against nation is ethnos against ethnos. That's where you get races from. So all y'all want to join unto them and think they're your friends and think that they're gonna that Cooper and Brody is really going to love you in the end. You're gonna have to find out. You're gonna have to find out. And what's funny is I was talking to one of the elders of my job, and he said that too, right? He said no matter how much raccooning you do for them, they will never love you. And I found that out the hard way. That's what our people are. That's what our people do. It's not like he became an aggressor because they told you have to leave. Like, what do we like? Get the fuck like that? Like it killed me though. It kills me. So we talk about the case in Allen. So let's talk about some more in Texas. Ex-Fort Worth cop sentenced to nearly 12 years for manslaughter of a Tatiana Jefferson. Right, a jury found Aaron Dean guilty of manslaughter last week for the fatal shooting of Jefferson, a 28-year-old black woman, while she was babysitting her nephew in her family home. They did a wellness check, and he ran up to the window and blasted her away. How is that not premeditated? Why would you even do that? Did she become the aggressor? Did she become the aggressor by just chilling in the house? That's what I mean. That's why I don't have time for you people who say that BS. This is Texas, right? We've seen that other white kid get off on criminally negligent homicide, 10 years, right? Which was something that was literally first degree, right? That's less than the 35 that Karmelo got. This cop who's supposed to be held to a higher standard unalive a Tatiana Jefferson in her house for just chilling. And you know what Fox News said? Well, maybe she was out there with a gun and maybe she threatened the officer in her house chilling. Or you banging on the windows, acting like somebody trying to break in the house. and he gets 12 years. That's less than half the amount of time that Karmelo got. And this man knows the law because he was a cop, and he's supposed to be held to a higher standard. Yeah, we already talked about that, but the appeal. This is Texas. Y'all justice not like if y'all want to say he's wrong, you know what? Fine, let's say that. Let's say he's wrong, and you feel like he should go to jail. Yeah, why is he going for more than twice the amount of time than these people who do this? Who one has done the same thing, and one's supposed to be an officer who's held to a higher standard. Like this, that's why I don't have time. I don't have time for you salvation for all niggas. And also, conveniently enough, where have y'all been at during this? Where's y'all's breakdowns during this? Where have you been? It's okay, right? I know you can't let it. It's like, first of all, pause, right? you showed up tardy to the party, right? Where is this? Where is y'all outraged for this? Let's continue more in Dallas. This happened when I first came to Dallas to go to be a part of the Sakari camp. We was up there during this. This what is it? Southside Flats. I was there for the first 5 days after this unaliving happened. Out there talking to people holding camp. Let's talk about the murder of Botham Jim John, right? On the night of September 6, 2018, 26-year-old accountant Botham John was murdered in Dallas, Texas by off-duty Dallas Police Department patrol officer Amber Geiger, who entered Gene's apartment and fatally shot him. She walked in his house and just unalived the dude. She said, she believed it was her house, so the first thing she did is just unalive him. You go look on Fox News, you go look on the media in Dallas. Well, she was tired. She had a long shift. What? That's what the best you would come up with? State regime media, Fox News? Like, this would be like it'd be flooring me, bro. It'd be flooring. And then I remember, this right here, what they're about to say. I remember this. It says the absence of murder charge led to protests and accusations of racial bias because Gene, an unarmed black man, was killed in his own home by a white off-duty officer who had apparently disregarded police protocols. Like, what are we talking about, bro? They had to pay this. Like, they were so bad. Like, Fox News ran smear campaign for this for him, even though this man was a churchgoer. They renamed a street over there by his name, right? And had to give his family $98.65 million. And you know how much time she served? 10 years. And look, it was upgraded to murder because of the amount of outrage. And she only got 10 years? But Karmelo gets 35 years. This is Texas. The last three of these that I've shown you is Texas. That's what I'm saying, bro. I'm supposed to believe these cretins can get salvation. You got me 135%. You got me 135.6% fucked up. Crazy work. The work is crazy. This is nuts, bro. It's really nuts, though. But he's supposed to get 35 years. That's why I'm saying justice is outright perverted around this place. It really is. It's outright perverted. Let me see what else we got. Like, already that one. I want to show y'all this too. Just lies.
Perfect picture, because 2 6'1" football playing black boys, twin black boys at that, if they would have approached a young white kid who's 5'9" in stature, sitting down minding his business, escaping from getting wet because it was raining, and those black boys acted very aggressively towards him, gripped him up, trying to force him to leave the tent. And that young white kid would have reacted the way Carmelo Anthony would have reacted and jigged one of them, and one of them young black teens would have died. He would definitely be a hero in the eyes of white people. He would.
Fox News will be running it 24/7. Look at this hero who stood up to the big bad black men, the big YNs is what they'll be reading today on Fox News. Heroic white man stands up to angry YNs. Cheryl, is that what they call it? What are they, young niggas? The YNs, right? Today on Fox News, right? More 6. That's what they would be doing. That's what they would be doing. That's literally what straight regime media, what state regime media would be doing, Fox News would be doing. That's what I'm saying. It's like, this shit is crazy. Wait, hold up, guys. Hold up. Hold up real fast. What's that, Charlie? What did you say, Mel? Oh, that was funny. Oh, thank you, Charlie. Look, man, so Charlie Kirk, man, he had to tell me from hell that was hilarious, right? He still has a sense of humor. It's crazy. It's crazy, bro. This is the savage we gotta deal with. This will be national news, bro.
This is the perfect picture. Bro, he would definitely be looked at as us defending himself. Y'all want to know the funny thing is too? Black men typically, or black boys typically, when white people was invading our space, we don't get overzealous to feel like we have to tell them to remove themselves. We just let them be. If that was an all black school and a white kid would have came up under a black opponent's tent, he would have been actually welcomed.
We would have welcomed them. You know how black people are and how forgiving we are and how nice we are to people. They would have let them come in there. They probably would have let them say the N-word. They're like, you know what? We'll say it with you, nigga. Like that's exactly what they would do. That's what we do. That's how we are as a people. But that's how David said, they reward my evil for good. They reward my good for evil.
People have a notorious history of just welcoming people because we are loving people, by the way. We are very loving and caring people. And we would have understood, it's raining out. It's raining. Of course, everybody, because we think like that. Oh, you know what? Yeah, he can sit there. Like, it's raining. But we know how they think. They don't think like that. They think, never mind, I ain't even gonna go there. But yeah, if this was the case, all the white people of the world would be screaming, self-defense! He's innocent! He was just minding his business. They wouldn't even question whether he had a knife on him. They would probably be saying it's good that he had a knife on him because the big black boys was going to harm him. They came there with the intentions to harm him. That's the reason why they gripped him up. Oh yeah, but they won't give Carmelo Anthony that same type of praise.
That's what they would do. The big back, no Sharon, don't stop it. No Sharon, no. I'm gonna say it, Sharon. Those niggas. He stood up to those niggas. That's what they would do. That's what they would do. If that roles were reversed and I was in a black school, that would have happened. They had the white man say the N-word. Then they would have put a plaque or a shrine somewhere and said loving memory of Brody Christopher Trapper. Right? That's what they would do. That's exactly what they would do.
We live in two different Americas. This America was made for them and by them, and anybody who does what they do is looked at as monsters at the end of the day.
That's what they would. That's how they treat it, bro. We live in two different Americas and look at us like monsters. Let's go back in this.
After Trayvon Martin and so many countless names, it has shown us that black life is not safe in Collin County. It showed us that they did not listen to the law. It showed clearly that a judge interfered in this process.
Bro, bro, I hate seeing this, bro. Like, I feel what he's feeling, and bro, you look at the desperation in his eyes. It's the same desperation that woman had, bro. it's the same exact desperation. Because our people want to be accepted by the white man so bad, and he just won't do it. He just won't do it. Right? He just won't. And that, see, now I'm gonna tell this story. Let's see. Don't want to tell this story. Do I want to tell this story? Don't want to tell this story, bro. Fuck it. I already started. I'm gonna tell the story. So I used to work at HEB. Anybody who lives in Texas knows what a HEB is. It's like the second biggest store, grocery store in the world, like not the world, in America, and it's actually only in Texas. Like one of the greatest grocery stores ever. I'll say that. And I used to work in the produce department, and my manager, he was a white dude. He'd always do racist things. This is before I came into. This is like I would say a month or two before I came into the. Not a month or two, probably a year. It's about a year, about a little less than a year before I came into the truth, right? In 2016. So I was working. He would always do racist things. When it came to raises, he'd pass me up, give me the smallest raise, never do anything. Like, you can tell that I was the one that was treating bad. And I also happened to be the token black man in the department. Like when it came time to be put on for full time, I was always passed over. And I talked to one of the other managers, and like I said, bro, why does he do this to me? Like I work just like how everybody else does, right? So I'm busting my ass, and then I forgot buddy name from the meat department. I can't remember his name anyway. So he saw me. He's like, they had a job opening for full time over there. The thing that I never got over there in produce. So you look in the meat department, it's nothing but black folks. The only white folks, like 2 or 3, and the manager's black too, right? Nothing but niggas, right? Way better atmosphere. He saw me. He said, "Hey man, you apply for the job, right?" I said, "Yeah, bro." He said, "You ain't even got an interview. You can come on over here. I see how much work you do." And I was like, "Damn!" I went over there. I was accepted day one. Day one. When I was over there, I was getting raises semi-annually, about almost $1, if not $1, right? In comparison to these small ass raises I got in produce. And and right after that happened, I came into the truth and I understood it. When somebody told me that these people are the devil, that's what showed me that. That's what showed. No matter what I did over there, a good thing I did, it always, the credit would go to somebody else, or they wouldn't care about it, even though I put as much work in comparison to the other Edomites around me. Nothing I ever did was enough. And I go over there to my people, and I'm welcomed. I got raises. They treated me like their own, right? And I loved it. I loved it, right? And when that happened, like right after that, somebody showed me a video. I forget, it was like some it's like an IUIC video and General Richard video and a Sakari video. And I was like, you know what? This is the truth. Because that was my actual lived experience. And when I finally moved around my people, I began to love my people even more. Right. And that's the type of mind state. Right? I say all of that to say that's the type of mind state we need to have. This desperation of continuously seeking the admiration of the people who hate us, no matter how much raccoonery, no matter how much we stand up for their causes, no matter how much our women join their cause, right? Because, you know, white women use them to join their cause when it comes for abortion, but anything else, they kick them to the side and call them ghetto. But when they need people to show up for their protests for abortion, they advertise to them, right? All of that raccoonery, if we just stop doing that and focus on ourselves, this will end. That's the lesson that we continuously never learn. If we band together as a people, like, I'm not even saying like, oh, just go ahead and rebel against the government, because I mean that's gonna topple by itself. You look at who's in charge. You got this big dummy in charge. So we're talking about, y'all gotta think about this, right? I pay attention to geopolitics, right? I watch the news literally every day. If you ask my wife, she gets mad that after I get off of these live streams, I turn on All Hell is Broken Loose and watch geopolitics, and then probably play some video games and then go to sleep, right? But I pay attention to geopolitics. We're seeking admiration from a people who's literally physically attacking Iran and calling them self-defense strikes. They're claiming self-defense while invading and attacking a nation. Like, that's the people who we're seeking justice from. When we stop doing that and learn this lesson that they don't care about us and care about our own, that's when we will be delivered from this place. That's when this will stop. That's when the accuser of our brethren will be cast down. I'm going to finish this and I'm going to actually touch on that.
Process, it showed very clearly that a black boy was allowed, not one black soul on a jury. An all white jury convicted him in 2 to 3 hours. We know that they did not prove their case. They are currently sentencing Karmelo Anthony, but we know that the Next Generation Action Network put the first $10,000 towards an appellate attorney.
And that's something I respect. That we've had so long where our people say they support you, but will not do anything financially to help, because we like, everybody wants to talk about, oh, you giving money or you're taking donations. Like, money is a defense. That's what the Bible says, literally. Money is, you need money in this world, in the land of capitalism. You need money to make actions happen, right? And that's one thing people are unwilling to depart with and from, because of their own greed. You would have to really love somebody to devote that amount of money for his appeal process. I appreciate that. That man, I really think he cares. Like that, donating that amount of money makes me really think you really believe you care about your people.
And we will fight Collin County like hell. I respected this process. I allowed and called for peace in this process. But Black America should be very upset about what went on today.
Thank you for watching. Subscribe below.
And that's when they cut it off. When he said Black America should be upset, because he was about to start telling the truth. I was trying to find the rest of that. I know there's more. I couldn't find the rest of that. But that's when they cut him off. When he said Black America should be upset by this. I know he was about to cook after that, but I couldn't find it. But that is crazy. We should be upset about that. But my thing is this. There's things we have to realize. Is this. First and foremost, we got to stop serving a damn God. That's what we need to do. So this is Hosea 13:9. It says, he destroys you, O Israel, where it says, I will destroy. When you look into other translations, it says, O Israel, thou hast destroyed thyself, but in me is thine help. You are about to be destroyed, O Israel, but yes, by me, your only helper, right? He destroys you, O Israel, for you are against me, against your helper. He is the one who helps us. He is the one who's going to bring us up out of this land. I'm not telling people, because a Christian will just see, he's telling people to revolt against the government. I'm not even telling people to do that. And like, we really like, we looking at the way Trump is ruling America and the world, he's going to do that himself. I forgot what it's called. The inflation index came out today. That shit went up by 4% in like a month. Like, imagine that. He did that all by himself. You know, Medea said in the Medea movies, they say, Tyler Perry movies, they say like, what they call it? You can do bad all by yourself. That's what he did. Trump is doing bad all by himself. We don't even got to do that. What we need to do is accelerate this destruction by worshiping our God. That's what we need to do. Our God, not the heathen's God, our God, right? Because he is the one who's going to help us out of this situation. And when he helps us out of this situation, we get this, Revelation 12:10. And I heard with a loud voice in heaven saying, now the salvation and the power of the kingdom of our God and the authority of Christ has come, for the accuser of our brothers has been thrown down, who accused them day and night before God, right? And that's what the heathen, that's what really, this ain't even the heathen, this is making reference to Esau. Because this is talking about, when you look in context, the accuser of our brethren is the same Rome, the red dragon, which is Rome in this context. which is making reference to the Edomites. That's where all the divisions and different sections like French, Germans, Russians, various Europeans all stem from Rome, right? Greek, like Greco-Rome. They all stem from this. That's that red dragon. That's the accuser of the brethren. He's going to be cast down. How is he accused before the Lord? They do it in their courthouses, and they do it literally. Because like when you see Christians, a Christian will always say, "Look at these Hebrew Israelites. They're wicked. They're cursing people. They're doing this." They're always trying to accuse us to bring up accusations against us. When you look at the word for accuser of the brethren, because nobody ever goes. I've never seen nobody go into the accuser of the brethren, right? Freaking accuser. Anybody know what that is? Accuser of the mother freaking brethren. You accuser. But yeah, when you look in the Greek, right? With like the Strong's definition, one who is in the assembly, i.e., a complaint at the law. They're raising a complaints against the law against you. That's a spirit that comes, the satanic spirit that comes upon these people to accuse you before them. Accuse before like them in the courthouses and accuse you before the Father. Because they'll be like, look at these Hebrews, look what they do, look at these black people, look what they do. That's what they are. They're always bringing up complaints against morality against us. They're going to be cast down when we receive our salvation. And they have to be. So when that happens, and this is one thing we always talk about, and I will always quote this verse to the day I die, right? This chapter, I love this chapter. When that happens, we get this. It's a Psalms 126:1, a song of accents. When the Lord restored the fortunes of Zion, we were like those who dream. Imagine that. Imagine it when you don't have to worry about getting arrested. You don't want getting fired or losing your job, or your parents dying, your family member on drugs. You being in a society that's avidly against you, various different things. It's like a dream because we never knew as a people what that feels like in America. We've never known that. So no matter what we see in the kingdom, it's going to be like that of a dream because this has been our reality. This has been our world. When you see in John 3:16 that word cosmos, that's the universe around the Israelites, like their whole perceived universe. That universe that we see right now is captivity. Our entire universe right now, all we understand, no matter where we go, the curses say they will overtake and pursue us. No matter where we go, we see them. Our people tried to flee from Chicago to Dimona in Israel, and now when their sons, they made a deal that now when their sons get older and turn 18, they have to enlist in the IDF and be a part of the Israeli army who's oppressing the world. Like that's like, imagine that. You can't even go to the land and then seek prosperity. Look at this. Then our mouths was filled with laughter and our tongues with shouts of joy. Then they said among the nations, the Lord has done great things for them. The nations, the heathen, the goyim will see that the Lord has done great things for us. It didn't say the heathen in us. It said the heathen will see us getting that. Right? It says the Lord has done great things for us, and we were glad. Restore our fortunes, O Lord, like streams in the Negev. Then those who sow in tears shall reap with shouts of joy. Look at that. He who goes out weeping, bearing the seed for sowing, shall come home with shouts of joy, bringing his sheaves with them. What does this mean? This is a reversal of the curses. Because in the curses, it said we should sow and not reap. But this says when the Lord restores our fortunes, it says we were going to go out and bearing seeds for sowing. We're going to sow those seeds and reap in the benefits of them, of what we sowed. That's a reversal of the curses. That's the blessings in Deuteronomy chapter 28. That's what we get when we start serving our God, and we don't have to worry about this cruel and unjust system in America. That's what we teach. We're not teaching we're going to be like Christians and our oppressors are going to go up and float up with us in heaven and float up there with white babies. No, that's not what we teach. That's not what we do. That's not what the book says. And like I said in the last live, like my fans right here, it's hot as hell in Texas. I don't know what to tell you. It's going to be here. It's going to be here. But, with that, I'm pretty much going to close up. So I'm saying, like the video, like if you haven't liked the video, you know, because supporting, like I said earlier, like supporting, you know, it's if it be on your heart, support. But if you can't do that, at least hit that like button. That helps us in the algorithm so that other people can see this video and be edified by it. Right? Hit the share button. Send this to your family member. Then, if it be on your heart, leave a super chat or super thanks if you're seeing this in the future. If you want to support us directly without giving Esau your money through YouTube, because when you super chat, Esau takes a gigantic chunk of that. You can cash app us directly to Masada DTX. What else I got? Oh yeah, don't forget if you want to be a part of the Masada Rebellion community, all you got to do is hit the membership tab on any tier. You'll get the link for that immediately. What else? We just finished the whole book of John. That was a great lesson. Great, multiple lessons. Actually, some breakdowns actually came out in that made me rethink a little bit of things. Also, what else? Oh, like I said, I know y'all know. We'll hold up. We gotta bring it back. So this right here. Where is this at? This. Can we read verse? This right here. We're doing a reaction to this either Friday night or Saturday morning. I don't know which one. I don't know which one it's gonna be, but I'm reacting to this because Jim Green is. It's like Jim Green exposes himself in a way that like it just don't make sense for you to be this old and be this unintelligent. And I'm honestly gonna like this is me usually dealing with Christians, but I want to illustrate something about the Greco-Roman culture. This is what I tried to explain to him when we were talking about in Romans 1:16 in the full video. I just posted the clip at the end. But when you see that when it says there's no difference between the Jew and the Greek, the word Jew right there, that means it's a complex thing of Judah, Benjamin, and Levi. And not only that, the Jews who are in the culture. Now, when you have Hellen right there, or Greek, that has a certain type of connotation that's not the same as Greek. I mean, as Jew. Greek right there, or Hellen, means somebody who's in the culture of Hellenism. Hellen or Greek, right? Hellenism is the Greek language that existed prior to Rome being in power. The ideologies, their gods. And when Rome came into being, right, as a great power, when Rome took over Greece ideology and belief system became the Romans' ideology and belief system, because the Romans didn't have one. They were just violent animals, like how they are now in 2026. But they absorbed their belief systems and their ideologies and their languages, and they called that Hellenism. And if you were a part of that, you became a Hellen. So, and what I told him is anybody could be a Hellen if you believe in Greek ideology, if you lived in a province of the Grecian provinces that Rome occupied, if you dealt with their belief system, their gods, any race could be a Hellen, but everybody couldn't be a Jew, right? So these two things are diametrically opposed, and it's going to make more sense when I go and do the review, right? But he was trying to stress the point of where it says the gospel's for everyone who believes, but that can't be if in Romans 1:1 he sent this gospel. He didn't send this gospel. Paul's saying the gospel that he's getting, that he's showing people, comes from the Old Testament prophecies. We just read that earlier. Nowhere in the Old Testament prophecies does it mention Greeks, or like Greeks is like a white person or a non-Israelite or literally of any other Gentile, right? Them obtaining this. So either Paul is going against God and adding to the gospel, adding to his word, or his belief system in Romans 1 has to be according to his word. And if it's according to this word, this Hellen is making reference to Israelites who were caught up in the culture of the Greco-Roman time. That's easy to understand. If you take away the rhetoric and take away the BS and actually study history, there's this one saying that said, and anybody can look this up and see if I'm lying, right? Rome took Greece captive, but Greece took Greece culturally took Rome captive. That's a saying that writers say at that time about the Greco-Roman culture, which is Hellenism at that time. Right? He said, was he created in the image of vocab alone? That's funny. But I'm gonna talk about all that when I do that review. And I was trying to stress that, but you know, niggas gonna nig apparently. Man, but he's going around telling people I ran, which is I'm trying to figure out how I get kicked off, but I ran. But you know, that's yeah, man. But with that, like I said, man, like the video, share the video, leave a comment, man. You know, if it be on your heart, leave a donation. Be on the lookout. I got a lot of stuff. I want to do more lives too. I want to do more lives, bro. It's just life be lifing. Life be lifing. But with that, I'm gonna say call all Yahweh Bashim Mashiach Yahweh Shai Shalom.